Hey Donald, this is Jamie. I really liked your video response, and I hope the situation with the students was cleared and okay. Um, Going over your response, and I really liked how you kind of referenced to like professional sports and how sports was a way for us to kind of go up a class, so to say, go from like maybe middle to upper, lower to upper, and that I guess essentially tying everything together, that's the American dream for so many young athletes. It's being better, whether it's sports. I mean, you can look at anything, whether it's music, sports. I know in my response I was looking at the how I work at the YMCA, and it's in the nicer part of Fullerton. And I know that when I first started working there, I really questioned how badly this community needed a YMCA, because I was being told by so many of my peers and my management's team that going, "Oh, we work because we're working for the children." But I saw so many children coming in here, or coming into my pool deck and my workplace, and they seemed like they come from a wealthy family. They weren't anybody who was really struggling. Um, Come to find out, like maybe a year or so later, I actually drove to the next street over and saw that where we have what we call the Richmond Center. It definitely is a poor city of town, or a poorer community, where everything was run down. There's trash everywhere. The houses look like they needed to be helped out. You can definitely see the difference. And in sports, in that sense, because I work for the YMCA and I specifically am a coach, I see how the difference in from the funds that we raise that go to these like scholarship funds, how they help these athletes, these young children who do need an outlet. And so, and when looking at class, it's an escape, in my opinion. I know for myself, and I know for so many other people, sports is an outlet either where they're getting their emotional anger, anxiety, their feelings like let out, because they don't really have any other healthy options to vent. Um, Maybe they are in a house where their mother works for two different jobs. Sorry, two different jobs. Maybe she's also trying to go to school, and the dad's not just not in the picture, or vice versa. So the child, they leave elementary school and they really don't have any place to go but home. They may get, caught up into the wrong crowd, doing different things. The statistic in that area, multiplies when you don't have an outlet for young children to go to. And it was nice because we watched this one child. He's been at this Richmond Center since he was in first grade, and now he's going to be sixth grade and moving on. And he his mom was a single mom. He doesn't really have much. His siblings, don't have very much. And so this Richmond Center helped him with his homework. So he has amazing grades. He learned how to do public speaking. He knows the importance of exercise. He has an outlet to go to at least twice a week, I believe it is. Twice a week after school, where he can just learn. He gets additional learning, and then his mother can come pick him up, where he can walk his siblings back home. But the mom's already there, so somebody's actually there to watch him. So it was nice to see this outlet that sports can pertain. Um, Questioning for you. I mean, you're working at a high school. I'm assuming it's a high school. Um, how do you think sports kind of mold the mind for those high school students and the class development? I know that there's different high schools that, maybe they're the more ritzy high school, the poorer high school, you know, how do you think sports plays in those kind of communities where there's such a different diversity of upper class and lower class? Do you think sports does have a big impact, and have a big impact on how well those athletes are able to perform, and if they're able to go up the ranks? That would be my question for you. And then touching base on the American dream, and mediocrity of the ideology of how, or philosophies, I guess. Is it better to help teach both? Work harder, you earn more, or preach that American dream, like you can have this as something like being in America, we have this ability. How are you able to differentiate, and how do you imp- um, infuse sports into that like for PE teachers or coaches? How do you utilize those two ideologies to help benefit those athletes? I look forward to your response, and I hope you have a great day. Bye bye.